Hi, it's Barb, Maple PhD, with another Cosmic Game Connection. Recently, astronomers uncovered the footprints of an ancient migration event in Andromeda, our nearest neighbor spiral galaxy. And this was the first time we've been able to map evidence of such an event in a galaxy other than the Milky Way. Andromeda, like our own Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy, which means that it appears mostly like a pancake with the spiral galaxies, the spiral arms contained within that disk of material. However, like our own galaxy, Andromeda has this halo of material that surrounds that disk in more of a spherical shape. And what these astronomers did was they were able to map out 7,500 stars that reside in the inner halo of Andromeda, basically the part of that spherical structure that's really close to the spiral disk. And not only were they able to map the positions of these objects, but also get the speeds that they're going relative to our line of sight. Now, when they're looking for observational signs of a merger, where one galaxy collides with another, what they're looking for are signs of some kind of a disturbance, something where there are two populations of stars moving in slightly different ways. And what they found here is that when they looked at those 7,500 stars, their positions and motions, they saw streams, they saw wedges, and they saw these kind of chevron structures. And what this tells them is that there was a merger between Andromeda and another galaxy about 1 to 2 billion years ago. So in a way, they have uncovered fossilized evidence of a mass migration into Andromeda. So when I thought about these ancient structures pointing to a mass migration in Andromeda, the game that came to mind was the Great Dinosaur Rush. In the Great Dinosaur Rush, players take on the role of paleontologists, digging up bones, publishing results, and reconstructing the skeletons of creatures that lived long ago, all the while gaining notoriety for good or bad. The game is played over 3 rounds. Each round starts with 3 field phases. This is where players are going to move their paleontologists around the dig board to collect fossils, and then they're going to publish about some aspect of dinosaurs, like their ferocity, their height, or even their uniqueness. And then they'll take an additional action, which can include publishing again, or doing research in order to get some new bonus cards into their hand to help define some of the dinosaur qualities they'll want to strive for to get extra points, or even sabotaging the dig board or stealing bones, but those actions will get them some notoriety. After the 3 field phases, players will then privately build their dinosaur's skeleton using the bones that they've collected. Now, there are some rules around this. The dinosaur has to have a head, it has to have a neck, a spine, a tail, 1 rib, and 2 limbs. But beyond that, players can use their bones however they wish, often looking at some of the categories that have been published and trying to get the most points out of those. Once everyone's done building their dinosaurs, everyone removes their shield, and then take a look at what everyone else has done. Then you do this exhibition phase where you go one by one through the different categories that you've been publishing, determine who is first, second, and third in each of those categories, and give points based on that. And then also players can turn in some of their bonus cards if they've met the requirements on them for additional points. Then there's a bit of cleanup, and players start again with new field phases. So one of the things I love about this game is the moment when everybody removes their shields and we look at the ridiculous dinosaur creations around the table. Because sometimes someone is going for the category that requires lots of ribs. And so they just have this series of ribs in the middle of their dinosaur with the tiniest head and the tiniest tail and tiniest everything else. And you're not entirely sure how this dinosaur would actually have lived. But it always brings a lot of laughter when those shields come up and we just, admire what everyone else has done. Another thing I really like about this game is that field phase where you're trying to figure out how to move yourself around this dig board in order to get the bones that you need for your bonus cards or for the goals that you're trying to publish and really, get to have the maximum points at the end of each round. But while you're looking to see where you need to go, you're also secretly hoping that other players aren't going to sabotage that board, or even worse, steal a bone right out from under you. And of course, it's that phase of the game where players are running around the board digging up these fossils that had me thinking about these astronomers digging up these ancient fossil structures in Andromeda that have pointed to an ancient merger 1 to 2 billion years ago. So the next time you're playing the Great Dinosaur Rush and you find yourself digging up a bone, take just 1 minute to pretend instead that you are finding a structure in our nearest neighbor galaxy that tells you that it had an encounter with another galaxy a long time ago. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back again with another Cosmic Game Connection soon and other videos. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you know when those videos come out. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the science or the game here, leave those in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Otherwise, maybe this made you think of another game. I'd love to hear about that too. I will be on the internet as MaplePhD on Instagram and Twitter, and I have a blog at maplephd.com. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.